In this Remedy CMS components guide, we're going to be taking a look at our locations component and how you would use that to manage content on your office location pages or add a new office to your website if you expand your practice. Navigating to components locations, you'll see the listing of all the offices that are currently set up on your website. From here, you can either use the search bar at the top to search for an office by name if you have multiple offices set up, or you can simply browse the list and select the office that you would like to edit. In this edit screen, if you're on the base version of our Remedy CMS platform, these are the inputs that'll be available out of the box, so to speak. Obviously, if you're on the enterprise version of our platform, your implementation may have been customized with additional inputs or integrations, so you may see additional fields here. But generally, moving down from the top, we support the ability to have a custom appointment URL set for each of your office locations. So if you're using appointment scheduling software and you have a unique link or form for each of your offices to guide patients to, you can paste that URL here. You can then define how that button is labeled using the label field, and then you can choose whether you'd like that to open in the same window and stay on your website or move to the new window if it's an external link. That button displays here on the location page underneath the primary contact information for the office. Moving down from there, if you have an email address that you'd like to display for each office location, that's an optional input. Obviously, phone number and address. You do not have to put in the latitude and longitude specifically. When you set the address and save a new office for the first time, that will be pre-filled based on the office address. And then you also have an optional ability to post a related video on your page. So if you want to showcase an office overview, maybe you have a nice aerial drone shot or just a promotional video you did for the location page, whether that's on YouTube or Vimeo, you would simply paste the video link here, and then you can define how you would like the video title to display. The last optional input is fax number. If you have a fax that you want to display for your office location, you can put that there as well. The main content box will display here in the primary content column at the top of your location page. The content box uses our standard visual editor, what we refer to as our WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. And this has all of the controls that you would see anywhere else throughout our CMS where the WYSIWYG displays. So you can upload as much content in this area as you'd like. You can link documents and build layouts, bulleted lists, videos, images, etc. Take a look at our full WYSIWYG usage editor for more details on how you can use this to build a lot of content at the top of your office location pages. The other open editor that we have is defined really for office hours, but it's flexible enough that it can be used for other things. That's going to display here under the primary contact information for your office. If you need to use this for something more than office hours, maybe you need to provide directions information, or maybe you have additional contact information for departments at the practice. Maybe there's another number or different hours for therapy or imaging or whatever it happens to be. You can put really any information that you need to in this box because, again, it's just using our open editor. And then you can override the office hours heading with any other custom heading that you need. So if you've got that additional information in here and you'd rather this be labeled as office hours and directions or contact information and hours, you can really define what this heading here displays as. As we move down the list from there, we then get to the image upload options. Every office location has its own thumbnail image that displays as the primary photo of your office here on the top of the left column. And then you can either connect to the Google Maps API with an API key to have an interactive map on your office location pages, or you can simply upload a custom map image that will still link to Google for directions to that office. In our demo environment, we're using a custom map image that, when clicked, is going to pass over to Google the address for directions to this office location. The last option is the page header. By default, this will use the page header for your provider section, but if you want to further customize the page header for each of your individual office locations, you can upload a banner-sized image here that will display in this section at the top of the page. So often what our clients will do is put a primary photo of the exterior of the building, usually the marquee or the entrance that patients would go to, and then up here maybe they'll do an aerial shot that's more of a bird's eye view of the overall medical center or the physical office building. Moving back to the top of the tabs, if we take a look first at the SEO, locations have the same SEO controls that any other pages throughout our Remedy CMS platform have. So this is where you could customize the meta information or use our AI integration to generate the meta title and description. You can apply canonical URLs, put in page level tracking, manage your open graph information, etc. The next tab here at the top for component relations. This allows you to define which specialties or services, which are coming from the specialties component, are available at this office location. So if not all of your offices offer all of the services and treatments that your practice provides, maybe you have some offices that specialize in only foot and ankle, hand and wrist, etc., whatever the case may be, you can fine-tune which specialties display on this location page by simply checking them. And then when you save and view, you'll see those specialties are displayed here on the location page. The last thing on this screen are the association headings. This is a tad confusing to some of our users, but it gives you full control and flexibility over how the headings above any of the related content sections display. So on location pages in particular, you define which specialties are available at this location. But then under our providers component, you define which offices each of your doctors works at. So by assigning locations to providers, that's then going to power which doctors are showing on each office location page. By assigning specialties to locations, you're then defining which specialties display on each location page. So these arrows that you see here, the directionality, are indicating whether the specialties have been assigned to the doctor or to the location page, or whether the doctors have been assigned to the location page. Either way, you can customize what the heading displays as on your office location page by just overriding this information. So in this example, you'll see we simply say providers for the providers at our demo Atlanta office. But if we would rather say our Atlanta office care providers, by updating that on this location page, that's then going to customize this heading for this office page. So that gives you ability to, from an SEO standpoint, make sure that your H2s are well optimized, but then it also just gives you the ability to give a more descriptive heading for each of the section. And that applies to pretty much everything throughout our platform, but those are the ones that are in use on location pages. The last tab is the page association. This allows you to power the widgets that can be displayed on any of your content pages or landing pages, and customize which offices display in the page related locations widget if it's assigned to any of these pages. So what you're saying here is, hey, this office location, if a page related locations widget were to be assigned to any given page, we would want this office to show up on hand and wrist, foot and ankle, etc. So usually these will mirror what you have set up under your specialties, but you could also do custom landing pages to showcase particular offices, maybe in a smaller geographic area. If you want to create localized SEO landing pages for areas within your larger geographic region and define exactly which locations display on any given page, you can checkbox these any page on your site, and then when you add a page related locations widget to that page, this office location will automatically get pulled in and displayed on that page. The last available content piece on our office location pages are assigning related testimonials. These come from the testimonials component, so similar to that directionality we looked at just a moment ago with providers, when you add new testimonials to your website, you can then checkbox which locations you would like that testimonial to display on, and they'll automatically display in the rotator here toward the bottom of that office location page. These tools should make it easy for you to build office location landing pages that are not only effective and useful for patients, but also support your SEO, while also making it fast and simple to add new services, new doctors, additional testimonials, updated photography to any of your existing office location pages as needed.